Hello everybody, my name is Ray and today we will be talking about JD Greear's woke, pro-Black Lives Matter, pro-homosexuality worship pastor. Now, his name is Michael Georges Jr. and he's an extremely woke individual, but however, I do want to emphasize that Michael Georges Jr. is not the story here. JD Greear is the story here because personnel is policy. And this is who JD Greear has on staff at his church. This is who he has promoted within the SBC as far as worship goes. And that's the real story here. JD Greear is one of the most influential evangelical figures, and certainly within the SBC, he's probably number 2 on that list. And Summit Church is probably the most influential church within the Southern Baptist Convention. So this is a pretty big deal for that reason, not necessarily Michael Georges Jr. So without further ado, I want to draw your attention to the tweet that brought this story to my attention. Rod D. Martin points out that J.D. Greear's worship pastor is an extremely woke individual, and that J.D. Greear made him the music director for SBC 2019. So if we just see some of these tweets. Now, this tweet, hard pill and fact, the sports and homosexual transvestite community are leading out this civil rights movement way more than the church. And if you believe otherwise, you are sadly in denial. Beloved, I sincerely applaud them. Salute. No hatred here. And he's since deleted that tweet. However, that does. Oh, and here's another tweet. And I believe this one was also an unretweeted tweet. You cannot be pro-black and anti-homosexual transvestite. So that tweet was deleted, or that retweet was unretweeted, and this tweet was deleted. So I'm going to show you the primary evidence. We're going to go through his tweets and just some of the more questionable stuff so you can see it for yourself. Without further ado, this is the first one I want to stop at. It's just his standard hashtags. Don't stay, sleep. So that's just another way of saying be woke, in my opinion. If we look at the picture, wake up, woke. Here's a retweet of TD Jakes, and there's no good reason to be retweeting TD Jakes. On September 20th, he tweeted, "You've never been in my position, so you can't really pose your opinion." That's kind of like, no uterus, no opinion. That's kind of like the logic that he's using there. It's not very logical, but it very is in line with postmodernist thinking. So on August 26th, he retweets Jamar Tisby. "In case you weren't sure, this is a civil rights movement of our time. It is happening right now. How you're responding in this moment is exactly how you would have responded during the moment of the 1950s and 60s. Now, I did a whole video on this and how Tom Askell had this right, and he just wrecks Jamar Tisby in response. But Jamar Tisby is a heretic. He's all in on this social justice gospel. 20th, and you see a lot of Tim Keller tweets talking about oppression. Justice doesn't make one a Marxist; it makes one a student of the Bible. Well, the way that Tim Keller talks about it makes him a Marxist. So it's not, they're speaking in truisms, and that's not a very valid argumentative tactic. And so on August 18th, he did a conference, and this is a conference right here, Changing a Generation, and the host of the conference calls herself an apostle. That's an issue. So you already have a fake apostle, and he's right here. He's a guest at a conference where someone is calling themselves an apostle, and that's kind of an issue. Now, I don't think Michael Georges Jr. actually believes that she's an apostle. I just think he worships his own skin color. Here's some Eric Mason and Tim Keller. And on August 9th, he retweets Jamar Tisby again, about the Mike Brown anniversary, and just a lot of lies here. And the fact is that Michael Brown just attacked a police officer and got shot accordingly. So he's kind of like peddling the lie that he was murdered. Okay, so here's a big instance here. I did a video on this Beth Moore tweet where she goes full Marxist and is accusing everyone of white supremacy. And Michael Georges Jr. is just celebrating that tweet. He really loves that tweet. All of this. He has 2 tweets about it. And, Beth Moore is a heretic. That's an issue. The social justice gospel is the gospel that Beth Moore is a part of. So, July 27th, Michael Georges Jr. tweets, are you still watching Black Lives Matter? I guess it's to kind of like raise awareness that, hey, this is still a movement going on here. And you see his hashtags. Okay, so here's a major tweet by Michael Georges Jr. I need some context to Durham reps or leaders of the Congressional Black Caucus, the Me Too movement, the homosexual transvestite movement, the NAACP, NCCU, Duke, and all other activists, programs, Durham civil rights leaders, and community leaders. I want everybody. So you see a very pro-homosexuality tweet here. He deleted his more damning tweets on this issue, but that is a pro-homosexuality tweet there. And if we go down to June 3rd, the thing is, those looters and rioters need counsel, not criticism. And I'm gonna be one of the ones to do something about it. Hashtag to be continued, hashtag Black Lives Matters. And you see that he's very much in line with that Black Lives Matter movement, despite the fact that it's a Marxist movement. And it's not like Michael Georges Jr. is unaware of the Marxism that goes on. For instance, if we look at this retweet here, systematic racism is not on black folks to fix. It thrives on power, and we are not in power. So that is a critical race theory understanding of racism, that one group can be racist but the other group cannot, and that it all circulates around power. So that's that kind of neo-Marxist power dynamic between the proletariat. So he's basically calling all black people part of this proletariat on race. And if we look down, we see not a riot, a rebellion, an uprising. That's nice. There's another one here on systemic racism on the 26th. Amy Cooper is exactly why black people cannot be racist. She wielded the power and privilege of her whiteness, as well as her womanhood, to try to destroy a black man over a dog. A woman could never do that to a white man. A black woman could never do that to a white man. So there, once again, you see the critical race theory at play, that he does not believe that white people or that black people can be racist, and therefore he's actually like a very racist guy. Like, I mean, look at this tweet: being black in America, KKK. So, this guy's a racist. He worships his own skin color, and he's pro-homosexuality in a church where the lead pastor says that the Bible whispers on sexual sin. So all this kind of goes together, and you kind of wonder the chicken or the egg scenario. Did JD Greear hire him because JD Greear is woke? Or maybe, just maybe, this guy, Michael Georges Jr., is part of why JD Greear is so woke, and that he has an influence on JD Greear. I mean, both could be true. I have seen an instance where the latter happened. I want to close by re-emphasizing the fact that this story is not about Michael Georges Jr., it's about JD Greear and his staffing decisions and how they reflect the direction that he is taking the Southern Baptist Convention and evangelicalism at large in. This isn't the first time that JD Greear's church staff have been called into question. He had It's been pointed out that one of his small group leaders is a pro-abortion activist, and that got called out. I'll put the link for that in the description. And it just reflects a larger picture of what's going on with JD Greear, what's going on at Summit Church, and it should be concerning the direction that he's taking that church in and the direction he wants to take the church at large in. Now, like I said before, Michael Georges Jr. is just a small part of that, but it shows. And Summit Church is a very influential church. We saw that with FBC Naples and how the church rejected a pastoral hire that was a woke preacher that was connected with JD Greear's church, and that church rejected him over concerns that he was flimsy on the social justice gospel issue. And JD Greear and a lot of other Big Eva types went hard after this church for rejecting their pick for that church's senior pastor position. So once again, I just want to point out that is why this story matters, because there's a larger issue at play, a larger dynamic at play. So my name's Ray. Like and subscribe to get this message out there, and comment below. Let me know what you think about what I said, and subscribe so I will catch you on the next one.